So I'll tell you today.
Hello there.
Let me tell you, I was one day walking, and I was talking to my great creator, as I sometimes do. I was walking in my garden, and I said, "Dear Mr. Creator, will you please tell me why the universe was made?" The great creator replied, "George, you asking for too much for that small brain of yours. Ask for something more your own size." So I continued on my walk and tried to think of something that was smaller than the universe. And I said, well, man. Man is smaller than the universe. I'll ask about man. So I continued on my walk and I said, "Dear Mr. Creator, will you please tell me why man was made?" Again, the great creator replied to me. He said, "George, you're still asking for way too much. Cut down the extent of your request and improve the intent." So then I continued on my walk and I said, "Well, George, let me come up with something smaller than man. In fact, let me ask about the smallest thing I can think of." And that was the peanut. So as I was on my walk, I said, "Dear Mr. Creator, will you please tell me why the peanut was made?" And he did. Over 300 times. Foods, beverages, facial and body products, products for the home, linoleum, axle grease, charcoal, fuel briquettes. All of these things could be made from the lowly peanut. After I learned that, I sought to share it with my students, then with the local farmers, then with the entire United States. I should say something before I go about my students. I want you to know that my students are a good bunch. When I first got to the Tuskegee Institute in 1896, I was informed that the school didn't have any money available to buy me a laboratory. I had no laboratory instruments, and I decided that if I was going to be a researcher, a scientist, I would need a laboratory. Fortunately, I believed that there was no such thing as waste, and this lack of a laboratory gave me the perfect opportunity to show my students what I meant by that. I told my students we were going to take us a trip and find us a laboratory. Do any of you know where we went? We went to the junkyard. Yes, the town dump. And I told my students anything they saw there that they thought they could use in the laboratory, I told them to pick it up and bring back with them. They found old glass bottles, or as we would call them, beakers. They found old saucepan ladles that we would use as part of a burner. They found old fruit jar lids that we would call petri dishes. Sometimes we would poke holes in those lids and call them strainers. I'll tell you, we searched in that junk pile all afternoon, and several things happened. We got tired, we got dirty, and we got smelly, but we also had got ourselves a laboratory. Isn't that something? Oh, my students are a good bunch. They worked hard. We all have to work hard. And not only did we have to teach, once I even had to unteach. Yes, I told the farmer one time that the reason his chickens were sick was because no sunlight ever got into the coop to dry it out. That farmer told me I was wrong. He said the problem is, you see that gray chicken there on the left-hand side? That chicken there was hatched under a full moon, and he's done gone and put a hex on the others. I said, a hex? He said, yes, sir, a hex. Fortunately, I'd been teaching long enough, and I told this gentleman that I knew the perfect way to get chickens to remove hexes. I told him if he cleaned out that chicken coop and let it dry out, that chicken would remove that hex. Sure enough, the farmer did as I instructed, and that hex was removed. Wasn't it good of that chicken to do that? Well, on that note, I again want to thank you for coming to Tuskegee today. I want to thank you for supporting this Arts and Crafts Festival. I'm pleased to have my name associated with it. And I'll be around, walking around, and so if you have any questions about peanuts or sweet potatoes or crop rotation, feel free to ask me. Thank you.
George Washington Carver is here with us today in spirit and
You heard the facts. Be sure you meet our own Paxton J. Williams, Dr. George Washington Carver performer.